it? Cargo. Cargo. Okay. You know.
Farragut. It used to be. Steve. Unegu. Shogun. Uyon. Is this the correct word for what is that?
Banana.
Banana.
Cornana. Cornana.
Guanana. Guanana.
Cornana? I thought it was Cornana.
Guan.
Hey buddy, have you changed? Have you gotten old? Yes. So hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Heading back up to the barn. I've got to give my babies all of their bottles. Run around, run around. That's what happens when it gets really, really cold, when it's extreme hot or below like, freezing I can handle, but when it gets like below 25 degrees or whatnot, then, you know, the work is it just mounts up. We are supposed to get above freezing, hopefully by lunchtime, so that'll make life a little bit easier. But I want to talk to you this morning. You know, I've been mulling this over for about 3.5 hours now, and I really want to make this video without sounding offended. And I'm not sure I'm not really sure. I'm not offended. But somebody will take it that way because in a sense, I'm going to be speaking truth. I'm going to be speaking about real life. I'm going to be talking about the changes with me and hopefully the changes with you. So I'm just going to call it like it is. I saw somebody, I'm just going to lay it out there. See, this is the beauty of what this video is really about. It's about getting to a point in your life where you stop tolerating lies, BS, the pressure of having to be something that you're not, or trying to adhere to what other people think that you should be, or the things that you should believe, or the things that you should be saying. And, you know, so something struck me this morning, and I happened to come across something where someone, now I know you're going to say, you shouldn't care what other people say about you. Well, let's be honest. We can all sit here and say, I don't care what other people think. Well, if I agree with you that it shouldn't control you, or it shouldn't change what you're doing. But I think it is good to see certain things because it makes you question, you know, are you doing the right things? Are you adapting accordingly? Are you representing you and your family and your life, your ancestors? Are you representing God the way that you should be? And this is a part of becoming a more mature adult. This is a part of growing up. And I realize that now in this society, I'm just going to say what I think. We have a real problem with adults never growing up. No, we've always had that. Okay. We can, okay. I mean, we can go back over the last 200 years and I can point out even ancestors or people that were, you know, third grade uncles or something, and they were doing things in their 20s and 30s 100 years ago that people in their 20s and 30s, I don't think they should be doing now. This is life. This is being a human. But I don't think that anybody is going to argue that, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, when I'm seeing 45, 50-year-old men making twerking videos all day long on Instagram and YouTube and wherever else, that, you know, after a while you kind of go, what the heck? Okay. Now, maybe that's they're having fun. I like that. You know, maybe they're making better income for their family. A thumbs up with that. But you have to question some of it too, and you have to say how we have changed. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, it would be funny to see James twerking in my kitchen. That's not going to happen, I guarantee. He might, okay, will he twerk? He'll try, maybe, just to be funny privately, but he's not going to want you to see that, okay? But here's my point. I understand that there's a lot of people out there that don't like change, that think that everything in life is supposed to be nothing but whatever they want to do when they want to do it, lack of self-responsibility. And when somebody changes or when someone points out that you need to be more self-reliant or be more responsible, or when they point out, look at what's happening to our country and to our people. See, when it puts the pressure on them to have to stand up, work, make change, be responsible, they don't like that. There's also individuals I have figured out over the years. You know, I'm not a spring chicken. I know some of you joke and say I'm just a baby, and I get that. You know, maybe to some of y'all, y'all mama and daddy me, and I love that. But I mean, I don't think that I'm. What does old mean anyway? I mean, I am rejoicing in the fact that I have been given the opportunity to live almost 47 years. I mean, you know, I almost died as a baby. We've talked about that a couple weeks. I talked about that last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever. And I've had a couple of mothers actually contact me and send me their stories of literally how they lost their children to spinal meningitis. I have a lady who has become a very precious person in our life. Sent me, or actually she brought me a sweet gift and just kept hugging on me because she lost a 5-year-old to spinal meningitis, and she saw that I had talked about how I almost died as a baby. So, you know, when I sit here and talk about being old or getting old, I love it. I hope that I get to live another 47 years. I'll be 47 next month. I love getting wrinkles and age spots and sunspots and gray hair and going through all the changes that I'm going through because I'm getting to watch my children grow up too. So here's the point that I'm saying, that I'm trying to make here. I saw somebody make a comment that I'm not the person. They started watching my videos when I started, and I'm not the same person. You're darn tootin' right, I'm not the same person. I'm a better person. And I would argue that the folks in this community that are toughing it out and sticking it out and doing the right things and are willing to stand up for our freedoms and for this country and for the children that are being completely bamboozled right now, I'd say that they're going to say the exact same thing to you. I hope I get to live to fight more for my children and for this country, because that's what my people did for me. You're missing the point here. Have I changed? I'll talk about me, but I want you to reflect on you. Have you changed in the past 10 years? I've changed dramatically. My fundamental values have not changed. But the circumstances in which we live in have dramatically. Can you honestly sit here and say that this country is the same that it was 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago? No, there's no way. We have all been devastated by tyranny. We have been devastated by inflation. We have been devastated by lies. I can go on and on all through that right there. But individually, my children have aged 10 years. I'm no longer homeschooling my children. My children are adults now, young adults, but they are adults, young adult men. So yeah, I have a lot of concerns about what's going on with this country, and it should be obvious to you why. I've watched my husband go through a severe health crisis and come back from it. I've lost friends. I've gained friends. I've lost family members. I've gained family members. I've lost a baby. I've moved from one homestead to another. I can out-homestead myself now than the person I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I've gained more wisdom. I've learned more about my heritage and my cultures that I come from. I have reconnected a stronger connection to Jesus. I have decided what's valuable to me and what is not. I have made the decisions to stand up for myself, my husband, my family, my region, my country, and what is right. See, 2.5 years ago, I went through a massive change because that's when we started seeing severe lockdown, if you will, on what we were able to discuss and say and not say. And we still are under that umbrella. And I stood right up there on just about 50 feet up in front of me on this driveway that I live in. This is my barn. This is my home. This is my spot. I don't live somewhere else and vacation here. This is where I live. This is what I do. I have almost the exact same routine every single day. But I made the decision about 50 feet right up there that I was going to speak my mind as best I could and not hold back in terms of all the things that we were enduring because, see, things were happening in which my husband was trying to be forced to do things to himself, and many of you were too. Or there would be a risk that he could possibly lose his job. And my husband stood up and said, I'm not doing it. And I stood behind him and said, he's not doing it. So if we lose his job, if we lose our main family source of income, I guess we'll have to adapt and change. That was very hard on this family, and I know it's been hard on your family as well. The unconstitutional and immoral pushes on families in this country and also around the world has changed everything. We are watching attacks in the middle of this massive and epic spiritual warfare that we are all in. You can deny it. You can run from it. You can stick your head in the sand. But the bottom line is the reason why people attack people like you, that are like me, that have been willing to speak and stand up and talk about the things that are happening. See, they don't want to either. I've always said this. If people aren't speaking up about things, it's because they are either incredibly frightened and they don't have the brains or the skill sets to deal with it or adapt and change or stand up, or they are for it. You've got one of the two. There's no gray area in all of this anymore, okay? You're either, if you are complicit, then you are also for it, see? That's how these things are happening. I'm not going to stand for any of it because I see what is happening to people. I see your stories and I see what is going on, and I see people are hungry. Have people always been hungry? Yeah, but you can't deny that we are in an epic, historical, devastating situation right now. And you want me to go back or be the girl? That's what I was called. I've never called a 36, 37-year-old woman a girl. Now, I was homesteading and we had moved and doing all these things 10 years ago. But that's when you started seeing me on YouTube. That's when you, if you're here, if you go back, that's when you would have more likely see me kind of come on to whatever little scene we're on right now. And I did talk about subjects that pertain to a lot of the things that we're seeing now. They were a little bit less, I will tell you that. But were you under the pressure and the strain and being invaded now? I mean, excuse me, then, like you are now? No. Have things changed? Absolutely. And not being able to change with it, how you change is key. But if you're not changing, you're just going to get sucked up in it. Will you make it? I don't know. That's a God thing. But we are supposed to obey, and we are supposed to do what I'm doing, what I feel I'm supposed to be doing. I can't speak for anyone else but myself in here, about to go in my barn again this morning in freezing temperatures. I'm still homesteading. I'm homesteading more. I'm still very much trying to be a part of my children's lives, even though they are young adults and they're in college or in the workforce. I mean, I'm at the point now where I could become a grandmother. My oldest son is married. At some point, I'm sure they're going to have children. I'm going to be a mamaw. Yeah, I've changed. I have more to fight for. I have more to live for. Absolutely, I've changed. So the question is why are you worrying about me changing? The question should be, why are you not worried about you changing? Are you afraid of it? Are you confused by it? Is it you just haven't had a reason to grow a backbone yet? That's for you to decide, not for me to decide. I know who I am, and I know the day that I stood and said, I may lose my entire channel. I may lose my entire following because of the time, 2.5 years ago, people were not as in tune to all the things that we've seen happen in terms of crimes against humanity. And I made the decision that I was going to stand that day and risk whatever. If it risks anything, then it risks it. But I have to be bold enough to stand, and I felt that was a calling for me. So I sit here with more gray hair, probably thinning spots, sunspots, wrinkles in my chickenpox scars. Whatever. I've weighed more. I've lost weight. Yeah, lots of things have changed in the past 10 years, and I'm so thankful that I've had the opportunity to live long enough to do that, to adapt. Because, see, we've been given the opportunity to, again, raise our children and to be the examples and to have the backbone that young people need to see. See, really what I think is when people tell you to basically sit down and shut up, that's a demonic force trying to shut you up. That is a demonic force not wanting you to thrive off of your strength, because you have God. You have God on your side, and you are on the side of God. So don't worry about me. Maybe perhaps you should worry about you. Maybe you need to sit down today with a cup of tea and dive into the Bible and decide who you're going to be. I decided who I'm going to be. I'm going to be me. Take it or leave it. That's the decision I've made. I hope this video helps you. I hope you are doing well this morning. The sun's coming in. It feels good. I know it's messing up here, but it feels good. So I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to take care of my goat babies, and I'm going to milk my goats, and I've got a wonderful turkey in the crock pot tonight for dinner, and I've washed all my husband's jeans, and I'm vacuuming the den. I may run out for a couple of hours later this afternoon with my children, but my grown children. We're going to do a little Christmas fun for a couple of hours, and we're going to live our life, and we're going to stand for what we believe in. Will you? Like, subscribe, and share. I'll see you on the next video. God bless and Godspeed.